let her down, Rex, and swing her. Oh, push his nose down. Nose down, yeah. Right, muckers. So, some of you will already know about the Super Major that I bought last summer. I think it was at an auction. I mean, it looked like a rusty old. It is a rusty old Super Major, but it really did look a rusty old Super Major. And there was water in the oil, and the engine was seized. But you know, I could see beyond that, because what I could see was it was in fact a very, very straight and original Super Major. Yeah, was going to probably need either an engine rebuild or another engine. But tin work, no paint on it, on the outside, not a drop. But underneath there was paint still on it, you know, like all under here. You can see here, look, all the paint's good here. And there's then little details, muckers. You know, still got the grip on the actual handbrake, things like that. Despite the paint not being here, there's still the decal for the hydraulics. It's still on there. The mudguards, completely solid. All the lights in place. The other thing is, it's a Suffolk registered tractor. You see down there. So it's a Suffolk registered tractor, and three owners. And I actually got the buff logbook with it that showed the 3 owners. So just a real sort of local history time machine. And I just thought, yeah, straight enough to preserve as it is. Got to sort the engine. Well, that's what we'll do. So that's what we're going to do. And I'll show you exactly what we did. So that's bollocks. And that has got to go into that.
Nearly there.
Get a bit more, Rex. We've got to tilt. That's it. That'll probably go there, Rex. We'll have to then let it down and get the nose down on it. All right?
Yeah.
Fine, you're all right. Hang on, let me just move this. That's it. Right, go on. Right, what we've got to do, if we can, I reckon we've got to try and let her down, Rex, and swing her. Oh, push his nose down. Nose down, yeah.
I've got nothing for you.
Nearer. A lot nearer. Good, that's all in. Right, let's see if we can let that down a bit then. Steady. Alright.
Nothing?
I think so, yeah.
Hang on. Put that so that don't drop that.
Don't drop down. Push it in side by side. That's ready. Oh. Right, let's just have a quick check here. It'll be taken off anyway. So.
No, that's the original one, that's alright.
What, hoses?
Yeah.
We'll order all new hoses for that.
Alright. I think it might have to come down a bit more.
Come down a bit more, I think, yeah.
Yeah.
It's starting to look a bit more like a tractor.
Yeah.
That's what we need, isn't it? Way down, dog. Collies everywhere. Fuel in there. Bit of fuel. Right, so he's been carrying on buttoning this all back up. I've been doing a couple of other projects. So obviously everything's back together. We're now going to stick a bit of diesel in it. Just let a look in the tank. The tank is actually very, very good inside. A lot of these old majors, they tend to sort of rot out from the inside out because the water sits at the bottom. This one is like new, which is good, and it's completely dry. So put a bit of diesel in, a battery on, and then we're going to see if we can just get a tune out of it. You know. Right. well, to bring you right up to speed where we are now, obviously the engine's in, and before we actually get it started, I've got one or two little bits to get. So things like the lift pump. It's a different lift pump on this engine to what was on here, but I need the older sort. The trouble is the older one that was on here is absolutely sacked out, so I've got to get a new lift pump. While I'm at it, I might as well order a set of filters so we can do a full service on it, fan belt, all new hoses, because these are just old and brittle. So I'll get them, and I'll probably put in an order with Agriline tonight, and it'll be here in the next day or so. So we'll do that, and then we can go for a start. Now, those of you that know the Majors, you'll know some of the differences, so I'll just show you something. Now here's the original engine, and it's got the pump on there with the vacuum diaphragm type thing on there, and they work all right. They're very, very good when they're running, but as I said, it's got the the diaphragm in there. So this one is slightly different because it's a slightly later mechanical one, a mechanical governor, and it doesn't have like the diaphragm and everything on there. A lot better, a lot more responsive, and obviously it's like most modern tractors, well, up to the point where they went all electronic, whatever. But so you've just got basically a rod that goes through, and more fuel, less fuel. That's all there is. Rather than it going through a system where you've got on here, you've got almost like a choke effect in there, and then you've got lines, and then the sort of diaphragm. It just. And if you don't know how that works,
it just does.
Now, the reason I've kept this pump and not swapped it to the old one is because these are a far, far better pump. They're far superior. And if I'm going to swap an engine, I'm going to put the best engine in that I can. And this is more like what would be in the blue-grey Major. So it's not 100, points different. It's just a little bit different. So the thing is, you'll get the purists that will turn around and go, oh no, you should have kept the old block with the original numbers.
Is that what they sound like?
Yeah, they do. That's exactly how, oh yes, you see, Fudd Weasel say. The thing is, you see, this is the block. And we'll have a look at this in a minute, but I can assure you the only numbers I want to see on this block is when it's going over the weighbridge at the scrapyard. So really not bothered, much better engine, and it should be a much better tractor. So anyway, like I said, that's the reason we've done that. But saying that, let's have a look at the block, and I'll show you why we've had to swap the engine. Okay, so we knew the engine was seized, as I said when we bought it, but I didn't know how badly it was seized, if it was just a standing seizure or something had dropped out or whatever. But when we got the head off, we could then see, especially when we started driving pistons out, it allowed the liners to actually move and sort of go egg-shaped. And then, if you can see just there, there's a crack, just there. And then there's another crack. Where are we? Just there. You can see that one. And then there's another crack. Just there. So, yeah, it's cracked in about 4 places, basically.
That was fucked.
That was a bit fucked.
And split. So, that's the reason. It was just beyond any, economic repair, and I just thought, well, rather than sort of bodge it and bits it, I'll just get a really good engine. And the thing is, this engine, I've seen it, running and heard it running. It's fantastic. Hasn't done a lot. Really, really nice engine. As I said, we've swapped some bits over. Some bits we've still got to do, as I said, lift pump and stuff like that. I'm going to change that all over. But yeah, far better pump. And then we'll service it. Right, jumping back to the old Dexter. So I ordered the bits we needed for Agriline. They arrived the other day, which remember all the filters and stuff, because we're going to try and just see if that makes a difference. So they arrived the other day, so that's good. And so probably the next video you'll see is we'll jump back on the Dexter, do a service on it, all the new filters and that, tidy up 1 or 2 bits and see if it actually does make a difference to it starting, which it might do, I don't know yet. And then, in the meantime, I'll have filmed starting the Super Major. So that's the sort of order we'll do it in. But anyway, like I say, do the Dexter next, I think. But as far, that's the other thing. I had a bit of a, I hadn't had one for a time, but we did have a bit of a Cockwomble Corner incident with somebody that commented after the Dexter video when we did that, and it went as follows. So anyway, I got this comment from a Matt F, and it says, how are you gonna sit there and do a will it run video if you're not even gonna get it to run? Somebody should have ordered the parts first and then done the video. Time to unsubscribe. So what we should have done is just ordered the parts first and then did the video. What parts? So apparently, you know, like with the 175 here, before we take anything off and have a look in to see what's good, what's bad, what's damaged, what needs replacing, what we can salvage, what we can rebuild, we'll just order parts. Any parts. So can we have a guess at what parts we're going to need here then, Clarence? So I don't know what sort of person would do that on a rebuild. Just order parts.
Get in the word.
Nonce.
So there we are. But I think I'll stick to my method of, you know, ordering the parts that we actually need rather than the parts that we just guess we might possibly need at some point, or maybe not, and just spend a rake of money. Things I have to put up with. Ooh, you have a little drive, are you? Right, muckers. Obviously, it's that time again. Another one done. So I think next video, as I said, we'll jump back onto the Super. No, we won't. We'll jump onto the Dexter. We'll do the Dexter. Get the service done on that and see if it improves the starting. And yeah, I know. Yeah, we will do. And then, in the meantime, I'll jump onto the Super Major, get that running. We'll film that, get it all running. Then we'll service. Once it's running, we'll service it and swap over the hoses and the, you know, belts and stuff like that. And maybe even get it out for a drive, because I obviously haven't driven it yet. So there we are. So anyway, don't forget to give the old video a thumbs up and all that. And until the next one, do well.